start first with a thank you to many of you who expressed concern or said a prayer after seeing pictures of my swollen eyes and face this week. I didn't even recognize my own face for 6 days after a wasp plunged its stinger into my forehead. It triggered a reaction that began with local swelling and progressed to both eyes being swollen shut, full facial swelling, an ER visit, a visit to my personal physician, back to the Medical University of South Carolina. So tonight we explore when it is important to seek urgent care, the possibility of developing an allergy over time, and the role of an EpiPen in such reactions. I now have an EpiPen right next to my wallet and my purse. Dr. Jason Caldwell is an allergist and immunologist at the Medical University of South Carolina, and he helps patients distinguish between local reactions and true allergies and evaluate the need for emergency plans and talk to us about treatments that need to be tailored for allergen-related responses. So we are so happy that you could be in the studio with us, Dr.
So much
I don't know if I owe you a copay or not, but glad to pay if I do. So once again, you saw the pictures, and so first of all, did I do the right thing by immediately going to the ER?
Yes, I think anybody that's worried about having an anaphylactic reaction should go on into the ER, and you hadn't really had a reaction like this before, so it can be very scary for people to know exactly what to do, but your ER visit was certainly warranted.
One of the things that you said to me when we were just talking off camera is part of the swelling was so pronounced and so significant because it was in my face.
Yeah, we see the type of swelling you have was in your face, but the important thing, it was only in your face and it didn't extend to other parts of your body, and you didn't have other symptoms like hives, shortness of breath, or even passing out can happen if you're going to go on to an anaphylactic reaction.
How should someone respond if they have any kind of sting? Should they immediately seek care, or what are those things, those symptoms that warrant going to the doctor?
Well, I think the word immediate is great to use here, because if you have an immediate reaction where you get swelling plus you get these other symptoms like respiratory distress, vomiting, nausea, and even passing out, then that is a sign of an anaphylaxis as opposed to a large local reaction. So we definitely want you to seek attention if you're having the large swelling plus the other symptoms.
One of the other things that factored into my personal story was the fact that I'd been traveling a few weeks before and had been stung by a wasp. Did that contribute in any way? Was I sensitized to wasp venom?
It could have made you sensitized to wasp venom, but it's hard to say. I don't know the species of wasps, and I'm not sure about the exact cross-reactivities.
Yeah, and I'm certainly not aware of the species of wasp by any stretch of the imagination, Dr. Caldwell. So can a person develop allergies over time?
Yes.
So that is something that can happen to anyone. It could be food, it could be insect stings. All of these things could develop as we get older.
Yeah, actually, one of the really important things we try to educate people on is that you actually need an exposure first to become allergic. You're not just allergic to something, and so in a bee sting, you have to have a sting first before you have an anaphylactic reaction. So you won't typically have it on your first reaction.
So I was advised to start carrying an EpiPen. Is that something that I need to be, just very aware of? And how does a person use an EpiPen? I'm hearing from a lot of people that they also carry this.
Yeah, so the use of an EpiPen is, we don't have one with us today, but it's an automated device, whatever you have, and some have instructions you need to know about, some have verbal instructions. There's even a new one that you give in your nose. But immediately when you have two systems involved, like I was explaining, you want to go ahead and give epinephrine if you have it. If you only have one system involved, then like just local swelling, you can wait.
Okay, so two systems, meaning if you're having difficulty breathing, swelling, what else might happen that would trigger you to use an EpiPen?
Well, one of the other symptoms that you can have that I always like to talk about is you can just feel like something really bad is coming on. That's called impending doom. And if you feel that, that's considered another system and another reason to go forward and use an EpiPen.
Is that a physical thing in the person's body?
Yeah, what they're feeling.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So a personalized plan, what should someone do if they've had some kind of allergic reaction that is very severe or even concerning? What should they do with their physician?
Well, they should definitely seek attention with an allergist like myself or many of the other allergists in the community, and we can help you determine whether it was a large local reaction versus an anaphylactic reaction and what therapy might be needed. If it is an anaphylactic reaction, then we always recommend doing allergy shots to reduce the risk of severe reaction in the future.
All right, Dr. Caldwell, thank you so much for your time and your
Thank
information.
you.
I owe you a copay. And I want you, of course, to stay right here with us because we are coming right back with more of News 2 at 4 after a quick break.